let me introduce myself first. So my name is Puteri Nur Syami Mishaira binti Abdullah and my student ID is 2025290772.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Rahana binti Rusman. My ID student is 2025892906.
Hai, Assalamualaikum dan salam UiTM di hatiku. My name is Nuriza binti Razmi. My student ID is 2025892556.
Hi, my name is Umi Farisa Najah binti Muhammad Fakhruddin and my student ID 2025463368.
Hi, my name is Wan Fakia Uzma binti Wan Kara Amin. My matrix ID is 2025864864 and 936.
Business and management play an important role in the development and success of organization in today's competitive environment. Business also involve activities related to the production, distribution, and exchange of goods. Moreover, in the modern business environment, managers are required to make informed decisions based on accurate and reliable information. However, it has also created challenges such as information overload and the spread of unreliable sources.
This refers to the systematic step taken to locate relevant and reliable information for academic research. In this assignment, the searching process began by identifying keywords related to the topic of information literacy in business management, such as business decision-making skills and academic information skills.
The specific purpose of a bibliography is to provide a complete list of all sources such as books, journal articles, and websites that are used in research or academic writing. A bibliography also helps to acknowledgement the original authors, give credit for their ideas, and allow readers to locate the sources easily. For MLA, citation styles is commonly used in the humanities such as literature and cultural study. This style is really suitable for subjects that focus on textual analysis. For APA, citation style is primarily used in social science, including psychology, sociology, education, and business-related studies. This study confronts this by synthesizing insight from critical and workplace information literacy domains, thereby advancing the conceptualization of the critical workplace information literacy constructed. It asks how is information literacy conceptualized with this domain and what are its core elements across them. 5 main themes core dimensions of information literacy across and workplace information literacy were constructed such as functional skills and competences, cognitive skills and competences, social skills and practices. First query was exploratory to identify publications that explicitly mention both domains, thereby providing an indicative sense of how often community-integrated literacy and work-integrated learning are directly cross-referenced in the literature. It used the search string critical information literacy and workplace information literacy. For definition, this study is subject to several limitations that should be considered when interpreting its findings. First, the literature search was limited to a single database, while the inclusion of additional database or a manual search of key journals might have been useful. The choice reflected both access constraints. However, the main reason was because the research did not aim to represent the entire domain is there was no need to conduct a systematic literature review.
Now, let's move to the next article. First, abstract. The use of library resources in intervention program can benefit the education process. This study examined how using library resources help improve student information skill. The study focused on critical thinking skill and the processes of information selection and processing. Highlight. This article explores how library resources improve student information literacy. Second, planning education intervention help strengthen this skill. The last one is the results show that such intervention positively impact information literacy. Introduction. In modern education, the concept of information literacy is challenging to overestimate for all participants in this process. Information literacy, broadly defined as the ability to effectively identify, find, evaluate, and use information, is not just a skill. Definition: Information literacy formation through the use of library resources refer to the structured educational process in which students develop the ability to effectively locate, evaluate, select, and ethically use information by engaging with a diverse library material and service. Conclusion: The findings of the current study highlight a significant impact of educational intervention on improving information literacy, critical thinking, and skill in information selection and processing among students.
This study aims to identify information literacy skills that enhance the learning process among undergraduate students. With the wide availability of information sources today, students need to appropriate skills to locate relevant and reliable information to meet their academic needs. Information literacy skills are essential in supporting effective learning, especially with the rapid growth of electronic resources and the increased use of the internet as a primary information source. These skills enable individuals to recognize when information is needed and to locate, evaluate, and use information effectively. This study examines the characteristics of information literacy skills and their relationship with the learning process among undergraduate students. A quantitative descriptive survey approach was employed, involving undergraduate students from University Technology Mara, UiTM Selangor. This study aims to identify the information literacy skills that undergraduate students need, as these skills are important in the learning process. Students encounter a large amount of information from many sources, and without proper skills, they may have difficulty filtering and using reliable information. Therefore, students must develop the ability to find, evaluate, and use information effectively to support their academic success. Information literacy skills are defined as the abilities to recognize when information is needed and to locate, evaluate, and use that information effectively. These skills help both printed and digital sources so that they can determine which information is valid, relevant, and trustworthy. Information literacy has become increasingly important in today's digital environment, where individuals face abundant and diverse information sources. Because of this complexity, it is crucial for undergraduate students to have good information literacy skills to enhance their learning throughout their studies.
The extract from this article is information literacy skills are important for people who have limited ability to access information system. This study reviews existing information literacy frameworks and models to see whether they support the saving and reuse of analog non-digital information, which is crucial for communities with limited access to technology. Information literacy is generally defined as the ability to find, evaluate, use, and create information effectively. Major frameworks such as those by UNESCO and the Association of College and Research Libraries. However, this framework mainly focus on higher education and people who have good access to information source and digital technologies. Information literacy from the perspective of marginalized communities refers to the ability of individuals to identify, access, evaluate, use, and preserve information in ways that are meaningful within their everyday social, economic, and technological context. Future information literacy frameworks need to include skills for saving, preserving, and re-accessing information, especially in analog form. Current information literacy frameworks largely ignore this information management skill, which limits the ability of marginalized population to use information as a tool for empowerment.
Here the article 5. The abstract says, the study examines the impact of information literacy on the research work performance of the 6 students at a public university in Bangladesh. Using a mixed method approach, questionnaires and interviews, the findings show a positive relationship between information literacy and research competency. The study recommends introducing a dedicated information and research literacy course to enhance students' research skills. About the introduction, information literacy is essential in higher education as it enables students to locate, evaluate, and use information effectively in research. Although research methodology courses are available, information literacy training remain limited. Therefore, this study investigates the role of information literacy in student research performance. We have three definitions in this article. The first one, information literacy. The ability to recognize information need and to find, evaluate, and use information ethically. The second one, research competency. The ability of students to conduct research effectively, including thesis writing. And the last one, mixed method. A research approach that combines quantitative and qualitative method. Last but not least, the study concludes that information literacy significantly improve the student research competency. However, the lack of compulsory information literacy courses is a limitation. Therefore, universities are encouraged to introduce an information and research literacy course to better support student research work. That's all from me. Thank you.
Conclusion. In conclusion, information literacy plays a crucial role in business and management by enabling individuals to search, evaluate, and use information effectively. The ability to manage information accurately is essential for making informed decisions and improving organizational performance. Based on the review journal article, information literacy helps students and professionals overcome challenges such as information overload, unreliable sources, and plagiarism. Overall, this study highlights that information literacy is not only important in academic setting, but also in workplace and business contexts.